Now, some very brief conference highlights. It's been an incredible 2 days. Thank you for spending your time with us. I hope you have found the presentations insightful and the networking productive. There's still quite a bit of it going on out there. And that you will go home with a greater appreciation and renewed passion for the infrastructure sector, a sector which is going to help New Zealand to build back better. So, some quick highlights, and I'm actually going to throw in some lowlights too. Highlights are very short. It's been a great conference that we were fortunate to be able to hold in this COVID period. It's been a fantastic celebration of many things, including social impact infrastructure. That was a really good thing. And an overdue awakening this year to the mental health issues afflicting parts or perhaps all of our sector. That's it for highlights. Lowlights. This is a challenge really, and it's built on many of the discussions I've had with you over the last 2 days. It's the elephant in the room that so many speakers have described on both days. As a country, we are afraid somehow of the commitment to action. As one of our colleagues said to me just a couple of hours ago, you could shut your eyes and imagine you were at this conference 5 years ago, hearing very similar things. The problems and the issues don't change. We heard speakers say that too. The problems and the issues may even have become worse in that 5-year period. Only the names and the sectors have been changed to protect both the innocent and the guilty. Right, so it's Groundhog Day on describing the problems. In fact, in New Zealand, we are becoming champions of describing and outlining the problems. But when it comes to action, we suck. As so eloquently put earlier today by Shamabil. So that's our challenge. That's the low light. As Leonie Freeman also and many others have said, we're actually sick of talking about it. I'm going to get really challenging now. We need more Kiwi builds. I can almost feel that groan of nah coming from the crowd. But I'll challenge that. We don't want every aspect of another Kiwi build, of course. And we have learned the lessons. They will be informing what comes next, of course. But the culture of taking bold risks, moving to action quickly, and failing sometimes is a concept that as a group we should actually embrace and admire. So there's my challenge to you. That concludes both my rant and the formal part of the conference for 2020, which means it's now time for the announcement of our much coveted awards, namely the Best Exhibition Booth Award, the Best Keynote Speaker Award, and for the first time, the Emerging Talent Best Essay Award, sponsored by Anthony Harper. I would now like to hand over to Sarah Lang, who is going to assist with our 3 awards next.
I'm a moonwalker. I'm like MG up in the clouds. I know it sounds awkward. You're filthy as shards, filthy as shards. You're a sweet talker.
Thank you very much, Andrew. For the last 3 years, Infrastructure New Zealand has presented the Best Exhibition Booth Award at Building Nations, with the winners Rawlinson's, Wellington City Council and EY respectively taking out the awards. This year, as voted by you through our new app polling system, I am delighted to announce the 3 finalists. Third place this year for the Best Exhibition Booth was EY. Second place this year was ANZ. And the winner for the 2020 Best Exhibition Booth goes to ICBC. A round of applause for ICBC. Do we have a a representative from ICBC.
This is the bit where you dance to fill in time, Sarah.
Shweta, congratulations. A well-earned award for your team this year.
Thank you so much for voting us, and please come and, if you haven't had the tea, please come and join us. Thank you. My team, please can my team come up? My team, ICBC, come up?
No, we haven't got to.
No?
No.
Okay, thank you.
We just need to go down. Okay. Thanks very much. Congratulations, ICBC. I had hoped for a live panda, but I think they did pretty well with their bamboo display this year. Congratulations, well deserved. Our next award is a new one this year, and it is for the Best Keynote Speaker. The three finalists are: third place, Chris Money from EY. Second place, Hamish Glenn from Infrastructure New Zealand. And the winner for the inaugural Best Keynote Speaker Award at Rebuilding Nations 2020 was Richard Hobbs from Transpower. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you very much for to Infrastructure New Zealand for putting on such a great event, and thanks everyone.
Thanks very much. Congratulations, Richard. And finally, we have the winner of the inaugural Emerging Talent Network Essay Competition, sponsored by Anthony Harper. The ET Essay Competition was a great new initiative that this year has increased the profile of ET and encouraged many new people to join the network. Many thanks to Anthony Harper for sponsoring the award, and we look forward to developing the competition further next year. I'd now like to invite Karen Kemp from Anthony Harper to present the award. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Sarah, and good afternoon, everybody. As Sarah said, I'm Karen Kemp, and I'm a partner in the construction team at Anthony Harper. At Anthony Harper, we believe there is a difference. That is a difference in how we think, a difference in our perspective, and a difference in how we deliver legal services. So it was a natural choice and a great pleasure for us to become the foundation sponsor of the Emerging Talent Network this year. Sponsoring a cocktail function earlier this week, we'll be hosting events and seminars over the year, and of course, to present the award for the inaugural Emerging Talent Essay Competition. The Emerging Talent Network is for participants across the sector up to the age of 35, and these are the young people who represent the much-needed resources, capacity, capability, and pipeline that we've heard so much about over the last 2 days. They are the future of our industry, and now more than ever, we need to encourage and hear their voices, which may be voices of innovation or disruption, but they are courageous voices as well. I think we need to understand and harness the difference that they bring to the equation if we're truly to make our industry future-proofed and succeed in the next decades, 50 years. The inaugural Emerging Talent Network Essay Award gave us the opportunity to hear some of those voices in more detail. And there were some excellent and wide-ranging topics and essays submitted. The topic was, what should New Zealand do to seize the crisis and build back better? As I said, many excellent entries and many interesting ideas, as you'd expect. But there was a standout winner who wrote about the resilience of digital infrastructure and the need in New Zealand for a centre for digital infrastructure and governance. That winner is Kate Slater from Russell McVeigh. Is Kate still here?
Talent Network for the opportunity to attend the conference. It's been a fantastic few days to hear from some amazing speakers and looking forward to being more involved in the future. Thank you.
And thank you, Karen. Right, a very quick wrap up with the thank yous. We trust you've all enjoyed the past 2 days of debate and conversation, and that you take away some new contacts and something of value that you can embed into either your strategy or some part of your organisation for what will inevitably be a very challenging 2021. First, thank you to all 39 of our sponsors for supporting us again this year, especially our premier sponsor, ANZ. Thank you. She's hiding down the back, but I'd like to thank you, Miriama, in your way. I like that. We can't reach an elbow bump from here. You've done a stellar job as MC this year. I've really enjoyed your work and your summaries and the fresh approach you have brought to rebuilding nations this year. Thank you. I'd also very much like to give a genuine vote of thanks to you attendees. You know that we've set some records here, 866, that's the ego number we hit for attendees. But I've got to tell you, from this perspective, we have absolutely kicked the record out of the park for the number of people in the final session. Give yourselves a clap. Two more. Thank you to all our keynote speakers and panellists for sharing your knowledge and insights. If we can leverage the ideas and experience held within this room over the next coming months and years, I think we have a fantastic opportunity to build back better. Thank you. Finally, a big thank you to the Infrastructure New Zealand team that pulled this event off. I'd like to ask them to come to the stage, please. So that team of our staff members being Sarah, Hamish, Sally, Nicole, Leonard, Tara, Katerina and Natalie. You'll recognise them when you see them. Please come to the stage. Despite confronting so many challenges this year, this team has delivered yet another award-winning conference in my eyes. So please come on stage, and while they are coming here, I can fill. I'll note that we picked up the best corporate event. This is the team that did it for last year's conference. First of all, I'd like to thank COVID for eliminating the competition. I think we've got a very good chance of doing it again. While they're coming up, Sally was also mentioned as a finalist at those awards in the Experienced Event Manager category. She didn't win it, but she went up on stage with Sarah to pick up the big gong. And just reminding you all again that only a couple of years ago, Sarah was our New Zealand Women of Influence. It's very important. Now, here's the team. Thank you very much. I'd also like to mention, while they're here but not call them up, there's a couple more close people in this group that are here year in, year out. Not necessarily this first bloke, John Ray, but he did a very good job in the last couple of months of holding the gang together. So I know you're here somewhere, John. Thank you. Jess in comms, she deserves a gong. She's a real behind-the-scenes player every year. Liz from Cut the Mustard, she's floating around cutting the mustard somewhere. And also Doug, the photographer. You've been with us for years, mate. Thank you. Thanks to the team. We're on a time frame here. We're not going to let them all talk. Okay, that's about enough talking from me too. So I'd like to hand over for the last time to Miriama to close us out. Miriama, over to you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Well, e te whānau, it has been my pleasure being your MC this year at Rebuilding Nations, which is, of course, Infrastructure New Zealand's biggest conference ever. We have discussed so much, traversed the infrastructure deficits, we've talked about decarbonising and flipping the transport fleet, and not so much how but when, the housing crisis and how that informs so much of the growing inequity in this country, which ultimately serves no one. We've talked about climate, about how to serve the environment, and that its needs do not need to be sacrificed to the economic imperative. In fact, they are the same. Nature is infrastructure, said one of our speakers. But the big message of these 2 days was to stop talking. Don't write reports, just devise and do. So it's been a great and challenging 2 days, and I've really enjoyed it. I'd like to take the opportunity to once again thank our premier sponsor ANZ, our gala dinner sponsor BNZ, and our gold sponsors EY, Fletchers, Westpac and Becker. I know Andrew thanked our sponsors, but it does bear doing it again for such an enormous event. Our 39 sponsors, our 120 speakers, our 850 delegates and our 26 suppliers. Thank you for making Rebuilding Nations 2020 such a success, despite the challenges that everyone has faced this year. For them and for all of our speakers, please, a round of applause. And just a final note, we know it's been a hard year for everyone, but of course out of crisis comes opportunity for renewal, to imagine something different, to see the world with a new and sharper lens. This is the time to truly rebuild rebuild back better, and perhaps to reimagine that as to build forward better, which we heard earlier in the conference. And we are joined with you in the hope that that is exactly what happens. With our gratitude, ladies and gentlemen, we have a farewell cocktail for you, courtesy of Infrastructure New Zealand, for you to end the day with. Kia pai tō koutou pō. Have a great night. E te whānau, tēnei te mihi nunui ki a koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā koutou katoa. Thank you.